There are many dangerous jobs that a police officer must do in order to help maintain order. But easily one of the most dangerous jobs of all is going and doing a police chase. Because in doing so, you're not just putting your life and the life of the person you're chasing in danger, but all of the bystanders who are either driving or walking nearby the chase zone. These chases are almost always big news, and sometimes they can get crazy. Allow us to show you some examples of these. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Number 6. The LA chase. There are some places in the world where a crazy car chase happens, and you can honestly say, yeah, I can see that happening there. And Los Angeles is definitely one of those places. Because in this very crazy car chase, some guys decided to not just steal a car, but also make a show of it because they soon realized they were on camera as the police were after them. They stole a convertible Mustang and then went and put the hood down and just went for a drive across LA. No, really. And when they needed to, they got up on the road barriers, they did donuts in the streets. The car wasn't there, so they didn't care about the tires, and they went on a tour of the big LA landmarks. Even the news station watching them noted, "Car chase gets stranger by the second." And this is LA, they know strange. Anyway, the craziest part about this chase is that when they were done showing off, they simply dropped the car back off where they found it, posed for people who had been watching them on TV, and then peacefully surrendered. What a world. Number 5. The ambulance chase. Oh, you thought the last one was as crazy as it gets? Not even close. Because in Philadelphia, police were called to deal with a domestic disturbance, which, if we're being honest, is a routine call that police usually make. But while they were detaining a man, he somehow got out of their custody, and then while only in his underwear, he went and got into the nearby ambulance and then bolted. Now, first of all, ambulances aren't the fastest vehicles around, so clearly this guy didn't know what he was doing. Or maybe he did, because unlike the last chase, this guy was not afraid to use the vehicle he stole to plow into traffic, damage cars, and even bust up police cars that were trying to block his way. At one point, he almost gave up, but then decided to keep going. He went on for over an hour in that ambulance, and by the time he was done, he had no tire left on one of his rims. He was detained, thankfully, and no one was severely hurt, but it could have been so much worse. Number 4. A guy, a woman, and a truck. We're not sure what was going through these people's minds when they did this chase and robbery, but boy did they have a story to tell afterward. For whatever reason, a man and a woman decided to go and rob a truck. Problem, the truck was in the middle of the desert. Why they chose that truck at this time is completely unknown, but they literally bolted in it and drove over 110 miles per hour to try to get free. When the police came to chase them, they went at high speeds and even collided with each other every so often to ensure that they could get free. Problem, because of their fast speeds, they couldn't make a sharp turn and thus plowed into desert sands. But the guy was able to get away, lure the police away, and then stole a police car and continued the chase for another 20 minutes. Yeah, that happened. And only after all of that did the police corner the guy in their own car, and he gave up. You honestly have to feel kind of bad for them. The cops, not the thieves. Number 3. The reckless driver. This one is definitely crazy from start to finish, because it started out as a very simple case of speeding, but then became something much more nuts. You see, a guy was going fast on a motorcycle, typical stuff, and the police gave chase, to which he throttled things up and went over 100 miles per hour on the bike. But that wasn't the end, this was just the beginning. Because then when he got even more gutsy, he started doing tricks on the bike, including standing up on it while it was going insane speeds, flipping off the police, and get this, the bike didn't budge. He was able to stay on there for quite some time. Then he came to his senses, we think, and he drove into a local gas station where he surrendered, and was charged with driving on the wrong side of the road. We're pretty sure he did more than that, officers. Just as crazy, he was interviewed as the cops put him in their car, and he said he was sorry to his family that he disappointed them. Well, we're pretty sure you did more than just that, because this was totally avoidable. Number 2. How to catch a train. So this one happened in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it's a case of luck, ingenuity, and good leg strength. To be honest, the car chase itself wasn't that special. It happened, and the guy seemed to be doing well enough. But then he came to a railroad track that had a train on it. That's a no-go, and the chase is over, right? Wrong. Because the train was moving, and it was moving in a direction that was beneficial to him, so the guy busted out of the car, ran across a parallel track, and then just jumped onto the train and hitched a ride so he can get to safety. He failed to get to safety, but it was still a unique escape. Number 1. How not to use a skateboard. Car chases are ever evolving, especially when you get into heavy traffic, and one car thief literally hit a dead end when his stolen car hit another car in front of him. Knowing his car wasn't going to work, he got out, pulled out a skateboard that was with him, and tried to get away with that. Except the dude couldn't really ride the board that well, so he eventually went back to running and got pretty far before a nearby pedestrian decided to intervene and pin him with his truck so the cops could get him. True fact, that hero was one of the stars of Operation Repo, who just happened to be at the right place at the right time. Thanks for watching! What did you think of these crazy police chases that people just happen to catch on camera? Which of them do you personally feel was the craziest of the bunch? Do you know of other police chases where things got really crazy? Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.